Um, Good morning, 19th, and the geopolitical landscape of Latin America is experiencing a paradigm shift as China emerges as a significant player, challenging the traditional dominant influence of the United States. This competition is manifesting in various ways, including economic partnership, infrastructure development, and strategic alliances. Among the nations where the rivalry is particularly evident is Chile, a country rich in minerals and with growing space cooperating with China. The United States' increased interference in China's relations with Chile is indicative of a broader struggle for influence in that region, for example. The Chinese embassy in Chile has recently issued a statement accusing the United States of actively attempting to restrict China's access to Chile's abundant mineral resources. These resources are vital for China's industrial and technological sections, making them a strategic target for U.S. interference. Additionally, the embassy claimed that the U.S. is pressuring Chile to curtail its cooperation with China in space endeavors. The interference reflects an intensifying competition between two global powers in various fronts. Chile is known for its vast reserves and minerals, particularly copper, which is essential for various industries, including electronics and renewable energy. China's interest in securing these resources is part of a growing strategy to ensure a stable supply chain for its manufacturing sector. The efforts to curb China's economic growth and technological advancements is what they're doing. This tug of war over mineral access is a microcosm of larger economic rivalry between two nations, countries. Space exploration is another area. Space cooperation between Chile and China is another area where the United States is exerting pressure. China's advancements in space technology and its expanding network of international partnership pose a challenge to the United States' dominance in space exploration and technology. By pressuring Chile to reduce its collaboration with China, the United States seeks to limit Chile's influence and capabilities in the strategic domain. The interference highlights the multifaceted nature of the competition between the two powers, extending beyond terrestrial resources to outer space. Chile's influence in Latin America, including China's influence in Latin America, including Chile, have been steadily increasing over the past decade. Through its Belt and Road Initiative, China has invested heavily in infrastructure projects, including ports, railroads, and electrical grids. These investments have not only bolstered China's economic ties with the region, but also enhanced its strategic presence. In Chile, China has become the largest trading partner, surpassing the United States in terms of trade volume and infrastructure partnerships. Chinese economic partnerships in Latin America are characterized by large-scale investments in infrastructure and development projects. These investments are aimed at creating a network of trade routes and logistic hubs that facilitate the flow of goods and resources. In Chile, Chinese companies have invested in major infrastructure projects, including ports and transportation networks, which are crucial for the export of minerals and other commodities. These economic partnerships are reshaping the region's trade dynamic and challenging the traditional dominance of the United States. In addition to economic partnerships, China has established strategic alliances with several Latin American nations. These alliances are founded on mutual interest in economic development, technical advancement, and geopolitical stability. In Chile, China's strategic alliances extend to various sectors, including telecommunications, energy, and space technology. These alliances are strengthening China's presence in the region and providing counterbalance to the United States' influence. The increase of competition between the United States and Chile has significant implications for Chile. As a nation rich in resources and strategically positioned in the region, Chile finds itself at a center of this geopolitical rivalry. This rivalry is very important to both China and the United States. The decisions made by Chilean policymakers in response to United States and Chinese pressures will shape the country's future economic and strategic landscape. China's economy is closely, I'm sorry, Chile's economy is closely tied to the mineral resources, particularly copper. The outcome of competition between the United States and China for access to these resources will have a profound impact on Chile's economic stability and growth. If China continues to strengthen its ties with Chile, it may benefit from increased investment and favorability in terms of trade. However, succumbing to U.S. pressure um, could result in strained relations with China and potential economic repercussions. Chile's strategic positioning in Latin America makes it a key player in the region's geopolitical dynamics. The choices made by Chile regarding space cooperation and infrastructure partnerships influence its role in the broader competition between the United States and China. By balancing its relations with both powers, Chile could leverage its strategic positions to enhance its influence and negotiate favorable terms in both economic and technological domains. The deepening competition between the United States and China, in Latin America is reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the region. In Chile, the rivalry is manifesting through efforts to restrict China's access to mineral resources and to curtail space cooperation. As China continues to expand its influence through economic partnerships and strategic alliances, the United States is stepping up its interference to maintain its dominance. The implications for Chile are significant, with potential impacts on its economic stability and strategic positioning. Navigating this complex geopolitical terrain requires careful balancing of regulations with both powers to ensure a favorable outcome for Chile's future.